Hey everyone, it's Brett from Hope to Prosper. I forgot to record an intro from the Grand Tetons National Park, so I'm just going to voice it over today. So anyways, let's talk about 5 fun facts about me. I wanted to switch things up a little bit and have some fun today. So I'm going to divulge 5 things about me you probably don't know. Mostly only my friends and family know these things, so I thought I'd share them with you. I'm a little embarrassed talking about myself, all video, but I hope this lets you get you to know me on a little more personal basis. So here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we get started, I want to send a retirement shout out to Working Man. Working Man's one of my viewers. He's been with me quite a while, comments regularly, and he told me a couple months ago he was planning to retire this week. I haven't heard back from him lately, and so I'm hoping you pulled the trigger and went for it. Please let us know in the comments if you finally retired. And if so, congratulations. It's a big step to retire. And so, people who retire, in my opinion, they deserve some recognition for reaching this big milestone. And any of you other viewers, if you're planning to retire, let me know so I can give you a shout out. Okay, let's get started. Number 1, my last name means happy in German. Most people don't know this about me, but my last name is Froelich, and it means happy in German. And honestly, it fits me perfectly. I've always been a happy and a positive person, and I'm pretty sure it starts with my name. And my positive attitude, it's been one of my biggest gifts, and I'm glad I live my life this way. Some people believe you could choose to be happy. I'm one of those people, and this is something I believe in, and it's a big positive in my life. Number 2, my grandpa was a cowboy. Yep, over 100 years ago, my grandpa Dick, he was a hand on the Diamond Bar Ranch, which is, it's now the city of Diamond Bar in Southern California. Probably, 40, 50 miles from LA. Anyways, my grandpa reminded me a lot of Curly in the movie City Slickers. He was a tough old hombre, man. He was tough. And he wasn't a man to be trifled with. For example, my brother tried to grab the check at his 80th birthday dinner, and my grandpa stabbed him in the hand with a fork. And he was just that kind of guy. But he also had a real soft side, and he was highly intelligent. He had this whole shelf full of puzzles, and he could solve them all. Rubik's Cubes, the kind with all the chains and locks. He could solve anything. And he could also build or fabricate anything. He was really a brilliant man for a cowboy. Pretty crazy. So, number 3, I moved to the beach when I was 19. I didn't grow up at the beach. I grew up in the Inland Empire in a city called Ontario. My family is 3rd generation there, starting with my grandpa cowboy. And after my first year of college, my brothers had moved to the beach, and my oldest brother called me and he asked if I wanted to move to the beach. So I told him, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. And I transferred my job, and I transferred colleges, and I never looked back. And it turned out to be one of the smartest things I ever did. I moved to an area with a lot of computer jobs, and that helped my career a lot. And I was able to live at the beach and buy a house way back in the day in the 80s and 90s when it was still affordable to do that. Now it's kind of crazy expensive. You can't just move to the beach and buy a house. And then 20 months ago, I was able to retire at the beach because I paid my house off. And now I kind of live the life I always dreamed of on the cheap. People who live like I do usually probably work really hard or have a lot more money than me. But I'm able to do it because I got started so long ago. Number 4, I still have most of my childhood friends. This is a little factoid I'm really proud of. Even though I moved away when I was 19, I'm still in touch. And I hang out on a regular basis. I visit. I travel with my friends. We go on road trips. And I went on one big road trip. I called it the Bro Tour, and I visited 10 of my friends and went through 10 different states. And I have other friends that I surf and ride mountain bikes, ride dirt bikes with them. And so I'm very proud of all this. One of my favorite sayings is, beware of anyone who has no old friends. And so I'm not sure where I first heard this. I couldn't find it on the internet or anything else, but it's encouraged me to value my friendships and to keep in touch with those I love. Sometimes it's amazing what happens when you just reach out to old friends and say, hey. So, number 5, I have a huge family. Once upon a time, way back in the 60s, I had 3 older brothers and a little sister. Then my parents got divorced in the 70s, and subsequently they remarried. Now I have 3 brothers, 2 stepbrothers, and a brother-in-law. I have 1 sister, 7 stepsisters, and 3 sisters-in-law. So I have 17 brothers and sisters in total. I also have a lot of aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews, more than I could count. And my wife, she's the youngest of 9 kids, so her family's even bigger than mine. So it's a pretty crazy life, living with a family this big. We're not all together, but most of us are. And we get along, and we love and respect each other. Every Friday morning, I have breakfast with my 2 brothers, and sometimes when my 3rd brother comes along. So family's one of my greatest blessings. So let's wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for coming along this week. I hope you enjoyed all my fun facts and the beautiful footage of the Grand Tetons National Park. I want to wish you all health, happiness, and prosperity in your lives, and I will see you next week on our next big adventure.